Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Missionaries in a foreign field. For some viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento, lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo el barón de un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
Hold on, let me see. Man, I love that shit.
México, cabrones!
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, I showed up early this time, dude. That's pretty good. Usually it takes like a few good half an hour and shit. Yeah, so check it. Topic isn't necessarily war, but technically it is, right? Because we're seeing it, in fruition and shit. Before I get started, let me go say what's up to the gente here. What up? All beer real. Oh, my bad. Hold up, my bad. What up, brother? Good to have you here. What up, Chris? Yeah, I got that, bro. Matter of fact, it's funny, man. You read my mind. I was literally about to do this, and then you text me that shit. I'm like, perfect. It goes with my last videos, bro. It's all good. Yeah. Oh, but brother Joe, what up? But you got to text me that, bro, because I can't use that. I can't like copy and paste it. You know what I'm saying? You got to text me. Europeans will never be American. Yeah, the last sound of the horn is sick, bro. It's the bomb. They got called out. I'm glad. Let me read what you said. Carnal, you know how you have the sound effect button? If there's room in your tabs, maybe please sound a horn like how you begin class, especially if you sound up before a very important message. Oh, hold on. I think I do. Hold on. Let me see.
I have
That's right.
Well, hold on.
concepts of a plan.
I got this. Yeah, I got
concepts of a plan.
I got space for buttons, bro. I have something called Rode or RODE. It's a very good system. Honestly, I bought this shit in 2023, the beginning of it. It cost like $700. This is a self-funded channel, bro.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
It's gonna hurt to a lot of you.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
Because a lot of you, they love asking for money, bro. Now, I try to take care of my own. I try to take care of my people, my family, more than anything. I see some of my gente out there trying to sell flowers or some shit. I'll go stop by and spend a little money just to make sure I help some kind of way. I'll do that. I'll separate. I think I did before, but I must have taken it off, bro. They already got their Abraham billboard with the world leaders. They say it posted on. Say it posted on it. What? Say it posted on the whatever. It was up no more than a day ago. The mofos all together planned this. I guess now we have Chinese joining the blacks to come against us. Hey, let them be, bro. It's all good, bro.
That's gonna hurt!
So now, before I get started, this is the class that I'm going to have tomorrow, okay? This class right here. This is the class that I'm going to do tomorrow. And I hope you guys do show up because you probably don't know what this means, okay? The Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect. That's exactly what it means. I mean, that's exactly, well, first of all, do yourself a favor, look it up, right? And then try to, if you kind of get an idea of what we're going to talk about tomorrow. And I'm going to tackle Deuteronomy 4, because I said I was going to do it last week. Today, I'm going to ask you, brothers, to help me with scriptures. I have them in mind, but you know what? What you see, post it, right? Especially that it relates to what we're talking about, because that's what we're trying to teach our people. When you read these scriptures, you have to understand what it historically means and then how it applies to us today, okay? And I'm going to go deep on Deuteronomy 4 tomorrow. I'll touch on a few neat notes and shit, but anyways, let's begin, man. Let's begin. So don't miss it, all right? Tonight's class is going to be several videos, things that came up, and it's funny, man, because like you can feel the spirit of anger in people, the spirit of hate, like, right? But yet, what I'm trying to push, at least from brothers that I talk to, you guys that, I chop it up with you, we're trying to build what we used to call carnalismo. You know what I'm saying? Bring our people back together to the beginning of how we used to deal with each other. Instead of hating each other so much. Instead of disliking each other because some other nation told us that we are them. And that's how you kind of have people come to my channel and try to defend them when they can't defend themselves. Ever. I went on this app called Clubhouse the other day. I happened to find that old purple and faggot camp and shit. I hit the link. I said, hey, let's go. It's an app where you can talk, right? So I get on. They don't know me at first. I'm like, hey, man, I got a question, blah, 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 blah. And then I said something to the effect like, prove to me that you negros got smallpox here in America and you were decimated. Prove it to me. You should have seen the spirit of them. This is why I did the video yesterday. You should have seen the spirit of them. That is a Achilles heel. They cannot answer that fucking question. Their spirit knows the truth, but their mind does not allow them. This is why the topic tomorrow is going to be so important. You see, a lot of you guys are not willing to listen. It's not my fault. It's because you are stuck in your square. See, the problem ain't me. The problem is you guys. I'm realizing this shit now. Because you know what? I bring facts, not bullshit. And I am willing to walk that disturbing spiritual experience that a lot of you get too afraid to even touch on. Once you settle in Christianity, you don't want to relearn. Once you become a BHI, you don't want to relearn. You don't want to get rid of that next layer of onions. No, you're good with the third one. That's it. That's as far as you go. This is why the topic tomorrow is going to be so important. So let's go on to today right now. Let's get to it. So let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 12. Remember, family, I'm going to show you videos. You guys post some videos that relate to the topic. Please don't give me some other weird shit, because then I'm just not going to listen to you no more. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, 12, it says, the words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool will swallow up himself. You see? That's basically the Dunning-Kruger effect. You guys love that like echo chamber. You're so stuck in that echo chamber, you don't want to believe nothing else because that feels fucking good. The beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness. This is why when I was there yesterday, they didn't even let me go. Matter of fact, I went to Deuteronomy 28 and 22, and that's where I stopped. And then some fat piece of shit Canaanite, right, who knew me from that clan, he was like, are you Emmanuel? Right? And I'm thinking, bro, I haven't been in your stupid school for 3 years and plus, yet you still remember me? Two reasons why that happens. Either I made a big impact into your little mind of Canaan, or you watch my channel. Literally, family, as soon as I said smallpox, they didn't even let me finish verse 22. That was it. Then they got mad at me. Then they took me off. I pushed them aside. And listen, I wish I would have recorded it because I don't want to make it seem like I was the aggressive one. I've learned how to manage myself as because at first you call things, you get a little nervous because, you never do it before. But now it's like, I can handle my shit. This time, even one of their own said, hey, man, why don't you let the brother speak, bro? I'd like to know what he's talking about. And that's when they got even more aggressive. Like, nah, we suffered from all the curses. We had all kinds of disease and shit. We have venereal disease. That's when I said, well, it was an endemic disease.
but you didn't die from it. You got sick from it. You didn't get decimated. We did. Then he's like, oh, so if everybody got decimated, so then how come you guys are still here? Oh, God. Again, the Denning-Kruger effect. Look it up. The beginning of the words of his mouth is foolishness. The end of his talk is mischievous madness. Pinches locos, cabrones. You listen to your own echo chamber, so you sound fucking dumb. A fool also is full of words.
Yeah. Well, we know we suffer from the curses, huh? We went through this, huh?
That's it. It's the same regurgitating dumbass bullshit. A man cannot tell what shall be, and what shall be after him. Who can tell him? Exactly. That is basically the Dunning-Kruger effect. That's why the Dunning-Kruger effect. I don't want to say ding. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Look it up. I'll leave it up to you guys to look it up. Let me read that real quick. Proverbs 18:2, because I believe it goes with it. Right? It says, a fool has no delight in understanding. You know what that means? That means you're willing to correct your own mindset. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this brother has something to say. Wait, hold on a second. Did we get smallpox in the Americas? Did we die out of that shit? No. And then they try to say, well, it wasn't all in sequence. You know, like not all of it. Really, Deuteronomy 28 says that you're going to get all the curses. All of them. Every single one. Every single one. You can't skip none of them. But that his heart may discover itself. See, a fool have no delight in understanding, but that his heart, meaning his mind, may discover itself. Meaning, like, you'll find out on your own. A fool does not care whether he understands a thing or not. Ooh, that's fire. All he wants to do is show how smart he is. Fire, dog. That's what I'm talking about. Connect to the scriptures. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Look it up, because that's exactly what Proverbs 18:2 is talking about. You know what I'm saying? So let's begin. Stick to the script, please, family. Give me some verses to read off of. Let's see. Let me go here real quick. Let's see. All right, so let's start here. Let's begin.
Wake up, America, or you're gonna be a slave for so-called Israel.
Where would you go first?
The Holy Land.
Go to Israel.
Fourth trip to Israel. First trip to Israel.
Mr. Mamdani.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Would Mayor Mamdani welcome Benjamin Netanyahu to the city?
No. As mayor, New York City would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu.
Mayor Mamdani welcome Benjamin Netanyahu to the city?
No. As mayor, New York City would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu.
Damn right you should, man. Damn right that piece of shit should go to jail, bro. Almost 400,000 Palestinians have died. And about half of them are children. The nerve of you people. But let's continue.
This is a city that our values are in line with international law. It's time that our actions are also.
No, lose the election because you do not support
Karen approached him, but saying that he's not going to win. Officially, he won.
In a stunning upset,
So,
33-year-old
America is waking up.
Zoran Mamdani has declared victory.
Thank you, my friend. Tonight,
What a pleasure to see this.
we made history.
Tell you this, and all will be revealed. Probably may caught up on that. He's 33 years old. You know, there's a number of things going on. Now, again, I'm not into democratic political shit, right? I don't play that. If I was of the world, more likely. But I'm showing these things to you, brothers, so you can understand your society. You have to know your surroundings. You get what I'm saying? And by the way, there was about 9-10 people watching at first, but as soon as they notice that I'm not going to argue about some stuff, right? You know what I mean? They leave. And it's all good. Listen, it's not always about the fanfare, man. Tomorrow is going to be a deep class, and I promise you. Matter of fact, brother right here said, you're about Abba's business like the Messiah with the whip at his temple. Damn right. Like, get this shit out of here, bro. This ain't of the Most High, man. Tomorrow, I'm going to prove why the Messiah gave us his name, or at least why that means anointed. It's not so much like this crazy imaginary shit that Christians believe, bro. Not at all. He understood that there is a Father, and he's not a God like him. And he also understood that you don't worship him like what you think you do. And he did not die for your sins, dumbasses. What are you guys talking about? Y'all are dumb, bro. You guys don't understand any of this. Let's continue. I got you, bro.
At least there's a hope that not all Americans are doomed.
Impossible until it is done.
Proverbs 14:15. We're on Proverbs already. Proverbs 14:15 says this: a fool will believe anything. Smart people watch their steps. That's exactly what that means. The Dunning-Kruger effect. You see, it's like, what it basically means, and I'll really get into it tomorrow, but what it basically means is this: that those that think they know a lot know very little. And a lot of times the ones that do know a lot, they underestimate themselves. You see what I mean? Now, the reason why these idiots that think they know a lot is because, and that's the problem, they don't realize their limitations. So when you come in with what you know, at least with what you understand, without limitations, then you shake them up and you completely destroy their entire foundation, which is why a fool will believe anything that he himself has embraced because it feels good. Smart people watch their steps, meaning, you know what? I don't know everything this book is saying, and I've said it to you guys way many times. I'm taking it one step at a time. I handle the whole volume of the book, what I was brought up to understand, the old, the Apocrypha, and the new, right? And I'm dealing with that. Are there other books out there? Yes, I'm getting into them slowly, but even then, I still am cautious. I am cautious in every single step of the way. I am always asking myself. I'm always reflecting. Am I doing this for myself, or why am I doing this for? You have to ask yourself that shit. And a lot of these people don't do that, man. Here's the point. Proverbs 12:1. Whoso loveth instructions, loveth knowledge. Meaning you love correction. Meaning when you don't know, you just don't know and you shut the fuck up. But he that hateth reproof is brutish. Meaning what? Oh, I know what I'm doing. We have 100% truth. I'm from IUIC. You fell at the spirit. What do you mean us black people ain't Israelites? We suffered so much. No, you did not, you fucking Canaanites. No, you did not. But let's continue. We're just beginning. Let's continue. Now, remember, keep in mind, he talked about, what did all these people say?
Wake up, America, or you're going to be a slave for so-called Israel.
Where would you go first?
The Holy Land.
Go to Israel.
Fourth trip to Israel. First trip to Israel.
Mr. Mom.
The reason I'm pausing at this because check this out. Check this out. This is important, my friends. Why do they all run to these damn Khazars, these fucking converts, who have nothing to do with the Bible? The so-called chosen shit, right? Here's why, fam. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you guys get a chance, watch that movie of Donald Trump, when they made a movie about him, right? His attorney has basically. Hold on a second here. What's going on here? Okay, can you guys hear me? What the fuck? His attorney, okay, did exactly this. He taught him this, and he got it from. So now you know that Donald Trumpet Man has been dealing with these people since the beginning. His attorney was a Khazar, a homo Khazar, right? And this is what he did. He manipulated people, meaning he would invite them to parties and shit, and then he would record them doing some wicked ass stuff, so then he could get a chance to, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to show the people what you're about.
And it's unquestionable that the Epstein business was heavily influenced, let me put it that way, by Mossad.
And so that's somehow emblematic on these huge geopolitical issues.
Yes, I watched Mossad take over the Pentagon in 2002 The Pentagon was infiltrated by Mossad. They did not need any identification to get through the river entrance to the building. They went upstairs to Douglas Feith, the Undersecretary of Defense for Policy, the third most powerful man in the Defense Department. Occasionally, they went to the second most powerful man, Paul Wolfowitz, the Deputy Secretary of Defense, and they had run of the Pentagon. Donald Rumsfeld, the Secretary of Defense, said to my boss one time, "Hell, I don't run my building. Mossad does." And it's unquestionable that they
hear that? Now this makes sense.
Wake up, America, or you're going to be a slave for so-called Israel.
Where would you go first?
The Holy Land.
Go to Israel.
Fourth trip to Israel. First trip to Israel.
Mr. Mamdani.
I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus on that.
Would Mayor Mamdani welcome Benjamin Netanyahu to the city?
No. As mayor, New York City would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. This is a city that our values are in line with international law. It's time that our actions are also.
See that? So they are running this entire country since 1492. I've showed you guys books. They've been here since the beginning of time. I've shared with you guys that these so-called Christian converts in secret were still Talmudic practitioners. This is why they were killing our gente the way they were. That's why De Las Casas couldn't understand what are these doing? You guys are Christians, supposedly. Man. In the name of their so-called religion, they were shitting on that white Jesus of yours. Purposely. Now, remember this in mind. Keep it in mind, family. Okay? That everything's connected. You guys already know that it was the Stephen Bastard Miller that passed these laws in order to be very aggressive towards our people. I've showed you guys many videos about what they do and how they feel about our people, right? So now listen to this. Look at this, dude. It's getting pretty crazy, right? And by the way, I told you guys, give me some scriptures, man. Whatever you see on the screen and you think you know what it's relating to, give me a scripture. I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity to help. Tomorrow is a very serious class. Tomorrow I'm gonna go through a lot of scriptures. Okay, let's go.
So ICE came to my neighborhood last week, and I talked to one of my neighbors who they harassed. And I want to tell you that story in a minute. But this clip of an ICE agent pointing his gun at people reflects the terror, the shock, the horror that so many of us in LA are feeling right now. And what I really...
Let me ask you a question. Can cops just point a gun at you? Literally, like, can a cop point a gun at you, like, for no fucking reason, just because you're looking at him? How is that possible? You guys, listen, whatever country people have or had, right? You don't got it no more. And I keep seeing you guys making these videos like, the farmer. Yeah, guess what? The reality is going to hit you because you're going to have to feed your fucking kids, dumbass. Yet you're yelling about it. I mean, you're laughing about it. Okay, let's go.
Really hope you understand is ICE isn't just terrorizing undocumented people, it's citizens. It's everyone in the city. And that fear inflicts almost half of Los Angeles because 48% of the city is Latin or Hispanic. And because of how reckless these federal agents are during these raids, even children are getting swept up.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to denounce the ICE raids in Southern California carried out this past weekend and the president's unilateral decision to deploy the National Guard and now the Marines. The president claims to be going after violent criminals, but in reality, ICE is rounding up individuals off the street with no warrants, including children. Local and state law enforcement did not ask for assistance. Donald Trump is escalating the situation and making it more dangerous for everyone. Just today, he said the National Guard is preventing the violence on the streets, and that's a flat-out lie. The National Guard is standing on the sidelines watching as local law enforcement handles the situation. Now he's sending in the Marines. This is not the mission of the Marines. They're not trained for this. Sending them on ICE raids will only provoke confrontation. The president is playing with the lives of Californians, and the military is the pawn in his political game. He wants to create a conflict that will allow him to invoke the Insurrection Act or martial law. God only knows why. But
you guys ain't giving me some. I'll try to help a little bit, okay? So let's go to this real quick because this is important, man. This is why you have to know exactly what this is about. If you believe you're a Hebrew, you need to know this book, man. You need to know this book. Deuteronomy 28:43, I believe it says. Now, let's see. That's 45. Deuteronomy 28:45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. See this? They don't stop. Verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Now, until when? Until you guys come back to the Most High. Until you start understanding Christianity, BHIism, Islam, all that bullshit is bullshit. Talmudic practitioners, Old Testament keepers, I'm sorry to offend you, but that's a fact. Why? Verse 45, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, because that means that's your heritage. That's your heritage. Ecclesiastes 5:8. It says here, if thou seest the oppression of the poor and a violent perverting of judgment and justice in the providence, marvel not at the matter. Why? We just read it. Why? Because the curses told us, listen, if you don't go back to the heritage I gave you, I'm going to make sure you remember. So while you're seeing these things, right, you that are growing into this understanding, they called it better wisdom. Why is you growing and you see this oppression of the poor, violent perverting of judgment? Marvel not. For he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and there be higher than they. Meaning there's a purpose behind this. And those leaders that are in this position, there is recompense. Trust and believe there's actual physical recompense on this earth, and there's spiritual one as well. Isaiah 10:1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, which means what? Passing laws like these, you are doomed. You make unjust laws that oppress people. For example, trying to supposedly arrest them, even though they're legal, U.S. citizens, so-called, legal residents. But the fact that you look like a Mexican, not black, not Asian, not white, listen to this, not black, not Asian, not white. Where are the curses, Ak? The everlasting curses, Ak, right? They don't work like that. Let's continue.
But California will never, ever bend to the will of a tyrant.
So let's talk about my neighbor. He was outside working in his yard. His dog started to chase the mailman, so he went after the dog. He said at that time, multiple unmarked cars were driving down another road. They saw him and did a U-turn. My friend and I were asking him, why do you think they targeted you? He's a younger Hispanic guy with lots of tattoos. And he said that is exactly why he thinks they came after him. He's documented. He has every right to be here. But despite that, just by being outside, being Latin American, and having tattoos, federal agents swarmed on his house and harassed him. They demanded to see his paperwork. They demanded to know his name. I first learned of this when a video from the Ring camera above their garage was sent around on social media. Seeing that it was in my neighborhood, I went to go check it out. He was still outside and still shaken up by it. But his case is not unique. Every single day, I see a new video on social media from someone in the city who is being harassed, or somebody witnessing federal agents harassing people. In some cases, they are being detained and then ultimately deported. To where? Who knows? Do they have family where they're being sent? Do they have anything waiting for them where they're being sent? Nobody knows. And the Trump administration does not care. They are completely ruining lives, upending families, tearing families apart across this city. And even if you served this country, they'll still deport you.
Syed Nasser served as a civilian interpreter for the U.S. military in Afghanistan for 3 years before a company he started with his brother provided anti-mining support to an American military contractor. He says that when his family was not a part of the 80,000 Afghans airlifted from Kabul when the U.S. withdrew from the country, there was a target on his back. In fact, the Taliban, he says, killed his brother, and then they abducted his father at a family wedding. And after that, Syed fled, coming to the United States last year, seeking asylum and a special immigrant visa. But last week at a courthouse in San Diego, Syed was detained by ICE after a mandatory immigration parole hearing. He's now in a California detention center for expedited removal from the United States.
He never expected that he was going to come here and be put in prison. So that's really disturbing, as it should be.
DHS says they have no record of him doing any of the work that he says he's done. There's no record to show that he assisted the U.S. government, they say, in any capacity.
Here, let me see if I can get it real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, let me see. If I don't remember, then I'll ask you guys, okay? Let's see. Maybe I'll find it. Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Okay. Ecclesiastes 12 and 10 is an important verse. It says, let's see, 12 and 10? Yeah. Oh, my bad. Sirach. I know it was Sirach. I don't know why I doubted it. Come on, bro. Sirach 12:10. It says here, never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Meaning at first it looks good, but then eventually his wickedness gets worse and worse and worse. Like iron. You put water in iron. What happens to iron when it has water? It becomes rusty. You see what I'm saying? You see what I mean? All right, let me read that one, bro. Isaiah 1:17. Isaiah 1:17 reads that she filleth all her house. She filleth all their houses with things. Are you sure? Learn to do that. Let me see. What the hell? Oh, not bad. It was. Why am I going to Sirach? It's been there away. It's been there away. Isaiah, dude. Shit. Isaiah 1:17. It says, and I'll go to King James just for a sec. It says, learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, plead for the widow. Now, let me tell you this. I had a good conversation with my wife, right? And just to let you know, we are making some plans, but I think I may end up trying to go to school again, fam. I don't know, man. I'm interested in seeing if I can get a law degree. I think I can, bro. Anyway, so she asked me, like, how would you like the world to be? So I was like, well, I can't think that whole world shit. But let me start with the beginning. You take care of the kids first. You take care of the elderlies as well. The kids and the elderlies have to come first. They're the young generation and the future, the legacy, the people that want to leave a legacy. You take care of them and you take care of the kids. Second, you take care of the poor. Because there are people that just for some reason they just have a difficult time. And that the poor doesn't mean that you're broke. It just means that you work hard and you don't make a lot of money. Nowadays, $60,000 for a family of 5, it's not enough. Half that goes to your fucking rent in California, in case you didn't know that. So the children and the elderly, that's one thing for sure. Learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, children, plead for the widow. It's hard raising a child on your own. It's hard. So by these people doing what they're doing, they're destroying generations. They're affecting our brothers and sisters, our little ones, our elderly, the people like you and I. This right here, that's what's going on. I'm gonna tell you this right now. And remember, we always say this in this channel. We don't need nobody's empathy. Not at all, man. We know we've been going through this shit since 1419. You motherfuckers got here. It's nothing new under the sun for us. But it's good now to acknowledge it and say, I see what kind of spirit you roll with. And don't be confused, family. They don't just come in this skin tone. This is why I play fair. I am not a respecter of persons. I call out every single demon that's of Psalms 83.
Capacity. They're saying that he was unvetted and that he shouldn't be here. Do you have those records? I mean, this is going to be before a judge. Do you have those records?
Yes, I have those records, and actually so does the court. That's already all been filed. So it baffles me for the government to say that they have no records.
What message does that send to anybody around the world? Why should you trust the US government? Why should you help the US military? If you're a translator to support the US military and they will still deport you after that war, why would you work with them? Why would anyone trust them? And what's most appalling is the government is lying about his record. His lawyer already submitted documents to the court proving that he was a translator for the military. But the Trump administration will lie in court to deport somebody. It's all a numbers game to them. There's no humanity in any of this. It's just pure unbridled barbarism. The right wants to frame this all around criminals. And a new piece of data from a right-wing think tank proves them wrong. But first, take a look at this.
Democrats won't stop fighting to keep illegals in our country.
You see that word right there? Dems prioritize illegals. I've told you guys, and I posted this before. That word right there, this is what it means. And, in a typical Canaanite responded to me like, you're racist. No, man, I don't say that shit because you know what I'm saying? I don't hate you guys like that. I dislike the fact that you fucking lied to us and you knew damn well this history that I'm finding. But since it's not convenient for y'all, you don't want to bring it out. That's why I'm mad at you. I don't hate y'all. I don't have this anger towards you. So I said, illegal means the N word with a G at the end. The N word with R at the end means illegal. Why do they love to say that? This is white folks. This is white folks right here. Esau, your days are numbered. The daughter of Esau right here, right? Esau loves to use that word. So since they can't technically call us that no more, because it applies to certain people based on what they believe, right? Because white people love to use connotations. Don't let them fool you, fam. They have always tried to get away with these innuendos. So what does innuendos mean? Hints, insinuations, intimations. An innuendo is a hint, insinuation, or intimation. It can be a polite or innocent remark on the surface, like, that dress looks good, but I look better on it. But it indirectly hints at an insult. Illegals. Rude comment or criticism. Innuendos can be related to a nature, everyday life, innocence, accidents, and even sexual matters. Illegal to the white man is a way to say, basically, nigger. That's it. I don't even like to say that shit. That's basically what they like. And then you got an idiot here. Like, look, I'm gonna just click it right here because typical people. I don't know what he meant. Oh, I guess he erased his comment. Oh, you erased your comment. I didn't know that. He erased his comment. This guy had made a comment before, and I replied to it. Interesting. Interesting, my friends. But that's why we see what we see here. Dems prioritize illegals. Just, it's like, imagine putting the Nigger in there and just have her say it.
Wing thing.
You know what I mean? That's exactly why they're getting away with it. Yeah, that's a good one, bro. Let me read it. It does. And you know what the scriptures say? It's okay to get mad. It's okay to get mad. Isaiah 7:7. Oh, no, hold on a second. Why am I, dude? What am I, blind? What's going on here, bro? Ecclesiastes 7:7, it says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroy the heart. Surely oppression, you may be wise, but if you cheat someone, you are acting a fool. It's way different translation. You see how you have to study these books? You can't just go with KJV. You can't just go with this. You can't just go with Geneva. You can't just go with what's the other one? I have a couple. You can't just go with them. You have to really compare them. Because that's what I do. I got 4 different Bibles that I go to back and forth. I read one verse and I go to it. And it may seem like homework, like a lot of work, but you know what? When you do it so often, it's just second nature now. It's just part of my life. I got Bibles all over me, man. I got it on my phone. I got it when I sit down on my bed. I got it when I'm watching maybe a movie. I really don't even watch them anymore. I'm always comparing verses and shit. But what I'm seeing. So surely oppression make it a wise man mad, and a gift destroy the heart. Do you know what they mean by a gift destroys the heart? Do you guys want to know? You guys don't even know. It's like there are some people in this world that, how can I say this? That buy their way into your affection. They buy material things for you so you can like them. And if you are a fool like that, they will insult you. I'll give you an example. I have a brother-in-law who, I guess he's changing, but she was a piece of work, man. Right? Piece of work. But after she would insult people, she'd buy them an expensive gift. See what I'm saying? She would buy them an expensive gift. So as she's slapping you with her comments, she then all of a sudden says, oh, here's a gift. That's what it says. Surely oppression make it a wise man mad, and a gift destroys the heart. She just backhanded slapped you. Let me see. I'm looking for the verse, to be honest. Hold on, honey. Hold on, mama. Let me see. And I can't find it. Hey, which scripture is the one that says there's anger and hatred? Anger, I believe. Hatred, something to do with that effect. It says, it's you can be angry, but you can be mad, but hate is a total different thing. I was trying to find it. Maybe somebody can help me. All right, let's go.
tank proves them wrong. But first, take a look at this.
Democrats won't stop fighting to keep illegals in our country. Like New York Governor Kathy Hochul. She's even setting aside a whopping
ugly ass face. She's just smiling. Haha, look at illegals. Oh my God, you guys want to keep illegals. Imagine her saying the other word. Imagine her saying, you guys are just trying to keep these Negro, like, at that. You know, I can't, fuck, I hate saying that shit. But sometimes I have to say it just so you guys can fucking understand what I'm talking about. Let's go.
$50 million to help him out.
We're also concerned about those that are walking out of this courthouse, taken away from their families. They don't have the attention. They don't have the lawyers. And that's why the state of New York is providing.
Then I'm going to tell you this is dangerous. That's why people are saying the fucking shit they're saying. They hear them say it. They see these words being said. Hutchell provides $50 million for illegals. They don't even say illegal Mexican, illegal Venezuelan, illegal immigrant. They say illegal alien. So 2 negative words. Illegals. I've already broke that word down. That means you're sick. That means you're diseased and you don't deserve equity. That's what illegals mean. That you're sick-minded, you're a virus, and that's why you don't deserve equity. Let's go.
$50 million to cover legal services where people are finding themselves in this situation.
And Florida Congressman Maxwell Frost, he wants to go further.
I want to be clear. Being undocumented in this country is not a crime. My Republican colleagues who say, I don't want any undocumented people in this country, I actually agree with you. So let's document every single one of them. Speedy path to citizenship. That's how we fix this problem.
I'll continue to ask the Democrats, who are they really defending? They're defending the rapists, the gang members, the TDA.
Now, illegal, murderer, you're a rapist, so you don't deserve equity. That's why they call you guys illegals. You see, this is why I really enjoy what I do, family, because the majority of the people that watch this channel, they're just haters. Y'all are a bunch of fucking haters. I wish you would just unsubscribe to my shit. I can't unsubscribe you. You know, I think I can. I'm gonna figure out a way to do it. Because this is exactly why you guys show up to the channel. As soon as I don't give you no meat to chew on and shit, or at least something to argue with me about just yet, then you don't really say shit. But wait and see, family. Wait till we get to the end of the video. You're going to find out how they're going to start showing up. Las cucarachas, they're going to start showing up.
MS-13 gang members who go out and wreak havoc in the American people's communities, whether it's the rapists or traffickers. They continue to defend these people, but they're not what the American people want in their communities.
I think Maxwell Frost makes a really good point. If you're worried about undocumented people here, fix the system. They want to come here, they want to contribute, they're not committing crimes. Fix the broken immigration system that allows them to obtain documentation. When Republicans refuse to fix a broken system like that, which they have for years, it shows it's not about documentation. It's about keeping people out. And that's where you get to the root of this. This is white nationalism. It's not about process, it's not about citizenship or documentation, it is about kicking people out who are not white. But the right wants you to believe it's about cracking down on criminals.
The Cato Institute is drawing attention to how the Trump administration's deportation efforts are...
Pay attention to this. And this is why I am so... you guys really didn't think he was going to do this shit? I mean, fuck, man. He kept saying, biggest deportations in Eisenhower. Biggest deportation since Eisenhower. Well, Eisenhower named that deportation Operation Wetback. Fucking dumbasses. When has that happened to you so-called wannabe Hebrew, bro? FOPI, BHIs. When does that fucking happen? Yeah, this shit has not stopped since 1492. And you need to know your own history because you guys are believing that you're Hebrew Israelites based on the white man's history. The history that the white man gave you. The same mofo that you criticize. You use the history that they gave you to make it seem like you're in the prophecies. You see how stupid y'all sound? Let's continue.
affecting people who aren't violent criminals. According to their report, ICE had booked over 204,000 individuals into detention as of June 14th. Of those, 65% had no criminal convictions. More than 93% had never been convicted of a violent offense. About 9 in 10 had no convictions for violent or property crimes at all. Cato says that more than half of all convictions fell into 3 main categories: immigration violations, traffic offenses, or non-violent vice crimes.
You may be familiar with the Cato Institute. It's a prominent right-wing think tank. They just published a new study that found that ICE has arrested over 1,000% more non-criminal immigrants than they did in 2017. Look at this data. It is a straight line up. That's who they're going after. They're not going after.
Compare that data, that statistics based on the company's stock growth, you'll see how similar that is. It's all about money and hate. Hate and money, man. That's all it is, family. Y'all need to snap out of this shit, bro. You guys really need to snap out of this. Stop hating each other. You know, like we got Raza over here arguing about home. Hey, matter of fact, you know, it's so funny. Now that this all just happening, do you guys ever hear about LA gangs going on? Do you guys hear about any gang situation, any gang activity? No, do you? Then how fucking tough are you, man? How tough are you motherfuckers, bro? Seriously. Y'all were gang banging in left and right. And now I don't even hear you guys robbing stores. Ain't no gang shit activity going on. What the fuck, bro? I thought you guys were tough. I thought, oh, come on, man. I thought you guys were tough. I guess not so much. Now the gringo, Esau, is reminding you his power. To all of this, like, fighting among ourselves, you're doing him a fucking favor.
After criminals. And while the right can try to scaremonger over the most heinous crimes in society, this is the reality. They are simply terrorizing people who don't have the right paperwork. These people are doing nothing but trying to contribute to society. That's why they're targeting day laborers. That's why they're targeting blue-collar workers. They're not going after criminals, some people who have been accused or convicted of.
And this is why I have a, like, it's nice to hear you say that shit. Yeah, whatever, dude. But you want to know something? He was saying it the whole entire time. And maybe if he would have just looked back and actually said, you know, what exactly this is Eisenhower shit? What the fuck is he talking about? This is what he's talking about. He did not care. He was going to deport everybody that did not look like a crackety crack.
60 Minutes overtime.
The Republican platform promises to launch the largest deportation operation in the history of our country. Even larger than that of President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
That even larger than Dwight Eisenhower. He deported most of our gente up in certain areas, bro. Well, not most of them, you know what I'm saying? But a good portion, and they were just like regular people trabajando, man. What the fuck were you white people thinking? You stupid farmers, y'all like, oh, I didn't think he was going to deport my employees. What do you think? And you know what? All this little, quote-unquote Latino vote, I don't give a flying fuck about that shit. I don't care, because I bet you anything the numbers aren't even as high compared to negros, specifically. Because this is a black and white checkerboard, bro. Stop playing these games, trying to blame other people. You guys always want to blame motherfucking people for your dumbass shit. Kamala wouldn't have done no different. She would have continued bombing Palestine, okay? Probably would have gone to war in Gaza. It probably would have seen the same playbook, just not as loud. Obama was bombing Syria, Lebanon. Come on, man. Like 8 different damn countries, bro. What are you guys talking about? And he's black. He deported 5 million of our people. Get the fuck out of here with your shit. Oh, well, you didn't vote for Kamala. Now I know how you feel. Well, guess what? Now you're not going to know how we feel when your ass needs to eat.
This week on 60 Minutes, we report on former President Donald Trump's pledge to deport mass numbers of undocumented immigrants if he wins in November. It's something Trump has been talking about for years, saying it in an interview with Scott Pelley in 2015 when Trump was first running for president. When Trump talks about mass deportation, he often invokes a former president's name.
Did you like Dwight Eisenhower as a president at all?
Well, I wasn't around during President Eisenhower's...
But he was a fair man. He
was a great American.
Yeah, he did this with over 1 million people. He did it, and it was actually very successfully done.
It is a manifest right of our government to limit the number of immigrants our nation can absorb.
But historians who've studied Eisenhower's deportation operation have concluded it was rife with civil rights violations and far from a success.
The truth is that it was a short-term show of force.
Hey guys, surprise. He literally said Eisenhower deportation style. He was using the criminal to brainwash you stupid ass dumbasses. But he intended to destroy families. See, this animal that we're dealing with, that's what they are. They're animals, man. I'll give you an example. Look, I'll give you another example.
Folks, I hope you're ready, because we're about to see an onslaught of the most vile and blatant bigotry since Trump's "they're eating the cats and dogs" thing.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Now that Zoran Mamdani won the Democratic nomination for mayor in New York City, the mask is completely coming off for some of these Republican lawmakers. Representative Andy Ogles here is leading the charge for the racists, holding his tiki torch high and proud, begging for Attorney General Pam Bondi to deport Zoran Mamdani. Zoran Little Muhammad Mamdani is an anti-Semitic socialist communist who will destroy the great city of New York. He needs to be deported, which is why I am calling for him to be subject to denaturalization proceedings. Attached is my letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi. Now, if you guys don't know about Zoran's background, he came to New York City when he was 7 years old, and in 2018, he was naturalized as a citizen. The Honorable Pam Bondi. Okay, so we're going to start this letter off with a lie. Dear Attorney General Bondi, I write to request that the Department of Justice open an investigation into whether Zoran Kwame Mamdani, currently a candidate for the mayor of New York City, should be subject to denaturalization proceedings under 8 U.S.C. Section 1451A. On the
Understand what he's saying? He don't like the way that the guy supposedly made a song, and now he wants to take away his citizenship. He said Zoran Little Muhammad Mamdani is a anti-Semitic, socialist, communist. Matter of fact, let's just pause. Little Muhammad. What were you guys expecting? Why are you all acting surprised? Now you got Cuban B's like, oh, I did not know que me iban a hacer esto a mí, por favor, por favor. Yo voy a votar por Donald Trump. A ver, do you like that shit still? Dumbass Cuban B's? I hope they deport you first. You deserve to get what you're getting. Because you fell for the fucking okie doke. I mean, he kept saying, Eisenhower since 2015. This is why I don't talk to my so-called brother-in-law since 2016. I was the first one, literally one of the very few that broke a relationship, so-called, like, fuck you, I don't want to talk to you no more, bro. Do you guys realize what he's saying? Like, this was in 2016. I stopped talking to my sister about these things. I don't even deal with his kids no more. Because they all voted for fucking Trump. You see what I mean? I caught this one a long time ago. Y'all are barely catching up, man. And now you're surprised because, oh, he's deporting all these families. Oh my dear God, it's so wrong. Really? He kept telling you what he was going to do.
He's a U.S. citizen! Ella es ciudadana, por favor!
Those were the anguished cries of Andrea Velez's sister and mother as they watched her being detained by who they assume were immigration agents.
They didn't have a vest that said ICE or anything. Their cars didn't have license plates.
This video shows the 32-year-old U.S. citizen handcuffed and surrounded by officers as a growing crowd of protesters is yelling. Estrella Rocha says it happened mere seconds after they dropped her sister off in downtown Los Angeles. Nearby, an immigration enforcement was underway, but Velez, a Cal Poly Pomona grad, was headed to her office where she works in merchandising at a shoe company. Rosa says their mom had just pulled away when...
From the rear mirror, she saw that my sister was kind of like attacked from the back, and she was already on the floor.
Because their mom has her residency, but not her citizenship, they were terrified to get out of the car to help. A horrible dilemma documented by Rosas on her cell phone, who only dared to scream for help from inside.
Hey! Please help her! That's my sister! That's my sister! They're taking her!
An attorney told them Velez will likely be charged with a federal crime. Her family is worried she might have had the pepper spray she always carries in her hand when the agents came towards her. Witnesses say no one asked her for her ID, but they're really convinced it's nothing she did. Her mom saying,
El único error es su color.
the only thing wrong with her this morning was the color of her skin.
Just because of the color of our skin, they think that we're criminals. My sister was there, so they she looks Hispanic, so let's take her too.
They have not yet been able to find out where Velez is and are worried it could be days before they find her.
He said this the whole time. He said, I'm going to do Eisenhower style shit. You guys are surprised? I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was going to do that. I mean, the farmers, bro, y'all are stupid. These guys want to destroy themselves. Okay, that's really what's going on in their mind. They think they're doing something right, but no, the Most High is destroying their mind. I'm telling you. Oh, man. I can't wait for tomorrow's class. Let's go.
Good morning, everyone. I'm 88 Joe Lanuti. I'm the Assistant Chief of the Gun Violence Task Force, and today I'm announcing the arrest and charges for a Mr. Robert Rosado. Mr. Rosado has been charged with robbery, a felony in the first degree, and related charges in connection to a commercial robbery that occurred on June 8th, 2025 in Northeast Philadelphia, specifically 6500 Harbison Avenue. Mr. Rosado went to this auto center and committed this crime. The allegations are as follows. He entered into this store masquerading as an immigration officer. He announced that he was with immigration. He informed the employees working there that there were, quote, illegals present. He then zip-tied one of the employees behind her back, as you can see here on the right. He then proceeded to take approximately $1,000 in cash from the business. He then fled in a white van. This matter was assigned to Northeast Detective Zanatich.
Rosado means red, okay? Get that right. He ain't no different than that African Cuban dude. Technically African. He's not Cuban. You're indigenous, is not from Cuba, so you're an African that happened to be born in an island called Cuba. You're not Cuban. Y'all need to rephrase that shit like that. Stop giving these people that kind of title and shit. You don't deserve that thing. Okay? You guys are not Hispanic indigenous. You guys are Africans that happen to be born on the island of Cuba. That's what it is. Before you go and assume shit. Let me see this real quick. Go here. Alrighty. Hey, family. I guess I'm getting attacked. Seems like it. Wow. Yep. That's interesting. You guys are not noticing. Yeah, I told you. My shit froze all of a sudden. It just froze, fam. That's what occurred. That's exactly what just occurred. I couldn't move my screen. Couldn't do nothing. right, bro. Fuck them. They can go and blow it, bro. Listen, everybody's already being watched anyway. It's not a surprise for anybody. If that's the way the Most High wants it to be, then that's the way it's going to be. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't stop anything like that. It could just be a simple, glitch in the computer, but I just find it so funny. But I'm not going to stop. That's a fact. So, if it happens again, well, you know how it is, fam. I'm still going to be here. Let's see if they really got the power against the Most High. Let's go. Check this out. This is how evil you guys are.
Some creatures barbecuing in Israel. But these fences look awfully familiar. The barbed wire looks awfully familiar. The barbed wire looks awfully familiar. I have to assume they are barbecuing right on the other side of the fence of Gaza, which they've done many times before. So while Palestinians are doing everything they can to get food, you're just outside barbecuing. You could probably peek through the fence and see this type of scene, and you're just comfortable doing what you're doing. In Nazi Germany, Hitler used what they called the hunger plan. Food was used as a tool, and Jewish people were always kept at a level of starvation to control the population. Nazis also used psychological warfare, where they would
These are the Nazis, family. These are the real Nazis. These are the original Nazis right here. Let's go.
Show soldiers and people with large amounts of food. I mean, honestly, ask yourself as a human being, are you capable of watching children starve while you barbecue right next to them? How are there no videos of Israeli people sneaking Palestinian people food or putting it through the fence or doing anything to help them? Because the entirety of Israeli society supports what they are doing and have dehumanized the entire Palestinian population. Here we have some creatures.
לאחרונה נמצאו כמה עניינים. מה שרואה עוד, וגם משהו שעדיין משאיר ליבו. אז הייתה משהו במה ידיעתו. הכנראה שהיא מספיק, כאילו שהיום כבר כמה שעות בליל ועדיין ליבו. אבל יש עוד כמה שעות, אבל יש להשתדל גם היום.
Ugliest language I've ever heard, family. Seriously. It sounds like puro pinche logi, bro. Puro like moco in your mouth and shit. This is not Hebrew, by the way. It's not Hebrew at all. Never has been, never will be. And this is who they really are, family. That's why they hate this. Wait, listen, look, it's not up to me to decide, but I already know this for a fact. Let me read this real quick, because the brother did point something out. Where you at? Where I see it? Obadiah. It's one and the same. One and the same. Obadiah 1:8. It says this: shall I not in that day, say the Lord, even destroy the wise men of Edom? And understanding out of the mount of Esau? Esau, your days are numbered. Your daddy's calling you. You got to go home. The scriptures talk about, don't be afraid of them that destroy the flesh. Be afraid of them that destroy the spirit and the flesh. Hey, you Christmas Christians.
In the heart of Jerusalem, because gathered and believers from all over Israel are gathered in the pavilion to lift up the name of Yeshua. And that's not really welcomed by a lot of people here in Israel. That's not really understood by the ultra-Orthodox community. And we love our Jewish brothers and sisters. We love these people. But the reality is that they don't see Yeshua as the Messiah. A couple years ago, we were here in the same place, and they yelled, "Yeshu is dead," and different things in Hebrew. There was tear gas. I'm grateful that tonight there hasn't been any overt violence. People are yelling. People are. And so I just want to ask you if you would join me in praying for there to be restoration in Islam, the Abraham would be worshipped in the place where he came, where he walked, where he died, where he was resurrected. If you join us in prayer. Right now.
Those are your chodes. Those are these great people of God. Ain't got nothing to do with the Creator, bro. The Creator hates their asses, man. These are the children of Satan. Let's go.
Love Israel. Praise God. Love Israel. Because of your choice, you should have brought a name of Yeshua. Right?
That's what you get, Moab. Rats and bats, huh? Moab's rats and bats. Okay, we're almost done, family. I just got to show you some more videos and that's it. All right, remember, this is more about this stuff here. And then we're going to tackle the real topics tomorrow and shit. Let's go here real quick. So, because remember, man, these people love to bite the hand that feeds them. You guys have no respect for the hardworking individuals that are actually doing work that you guys will never fucking do. Even if you have to do it yourselves, you won't feed your kids. Seriously, it's going to come to that point. You know, they're all laughing like, ha, look at you, you ain't got no workers, and we're not going to go back. Well, guess what? Someday you're going to have to. And if, well, let it speak for itself.
Hey, production.
Sits Lee Calvert's 2,000-acre County family farm.
My father helps me. Obviously, my little sister helps. My wife, huge help. I've got 3 sons, and they're coming along and doing what they can.
They hear that ICE is coming, or they see somebody from INS roll up. Well, they just don't show up. They're scared to come to work.
Well, thanks to the big orange gremlin-looking motherfucker, multiple farms in Texas just shut down overnight. Why? Because ICE raids made nearly 100% of the workforce completely vanish. People ran, got detained, or flat out got scared to death and never came back. Dairy farms are in panic mode right now. Cows gotta be milked every 8 hours. And guess what? Nobody's showing up to milk these fuckers, folks. This isn't some Texas problem either. This is happening across the entire nation. ICE isn't just out here enforcing some bullshit laws. They are actively crippling our food systems with fear and chaos. You want to talk about consequences? This ain't just about politics anymore, y'all. It's about what's on your table, what's in your fridge, or what's about to be missing from your fucking store. These Nimrods aren't saving America. They're starving it.
All right, MAGA, get out there. Where you at? You got your jobs back. You got your jobs that were taken.
MAGA was black, white, and brown folks. Get out there and fucking work. Go out there. Come on, man. They stole your black jobs. They stole your white jobs. What the fuck? Go feed your people. Go feed your kids. Come on, go feed your kids. Because you're going to have to do it. Someone's going to have to fucking get food. Unless y'all are going to resort to stealing and shit. You know what I'm saying? This goes for all of you MAGAs. Maggots.
From you. Get out there and start working.
And there's reports now that some farmers have 100% of their workers not showing up and they're being forced to shut down. In South Texas, they grow grapefruit, they grow oranges, lots of different citrus varieties, leafy greens, onions, potatoes, peppers. So not only are the prices of what we can get going to go up at the grocery store, but also there's going to be massive food waste if there's nobody picking these crops when they're ready to be picked. I hope MAGA likes a diet of strictly processed foods.
Texas is
Why is Amazon paying me
continuing the F around and find out stage? Guess what just hit 0 before Donald Trump's approval rating? Right there. Farm labor attendance, 0. Entire fields, whole crews are ghosting fields, leaving fruits and vegetables to rot because the Donald Trump administration is too busy playing cat and mouse with people who just want to feed America. To the MAGA people who are saying that immigrants are taking your job, this right here is your opportunity. Pick yourselves up by the bootstraps, get those buckets, and pick those strawberries. No more hiding behind those welfare checks that are padded behind blue state dollars. You wanted the raids, you got them. Now get in those fields and pick those fruits and vegetables before you watch the produce aisle turn to a luxury boutique section. Chop, chop, MAGA. And that's it.
Hello, lovelies. Welcome
seeing these people like doing these videos and shit, and a lot of them are like, oh, look, here goes. Like, here's my example. Here's my point. Y'all think this is funny? You see, our gente, we're willing to do that shit, whether we have a degree or not. I've met a lot of people that come from Mexico, Central America, that have degrees, couldn't get a job because they didn't know the language, and they had to fucking work what they had to work. I'm glad this hurts a lot of people's feelings when I say what I say, because that's my job. That's my point. I wasn't brought to this earth to make it easy for y'all. I'm here to cause pain. Let's go.
Oh, this is so sad. There are a bunch of white Texas farmers who are losing their farms right now because guess what? 100% of their workforce vanished. Wow. So all those people, who got eyes called on them, they were working on the farms. So now that they're gone, they cannot sustain the farms. You know what's crazy about this video? Because I talked about this like 2 months ago when Trump brought over all these South Afrikaners, farm people, where we find out that they were not really even farmers. And I was talking about this and found out that a few of our dear white farmers here had started losing their farms because of promises that were made to them and was not kept by this administration. So now it's trickling.
Percent of farm workers in the United States are undocumented. You do the math. Farms are an excellent place to find undocumented immigrants to detain and deport, depleting the workforce. And now, those who haven't been rounded up are afraid to show up. Let's look at just one state, Texas.
Say something real quick. In case you don't know, $2.2 billion, okay, was taken out of banks from California and Texas, predominantly. Do you understand what that means? $2.2 billion was taken out of Texas, mostly in California banks. This was about a month ago, a month and a half. I remember, and I even told you, I went to the bank, tried to take out money at night from Wells Fargo, mind you. I banked with them since 2003, shit. And for the first time, they had no money to dish out. None. I just wanted to take out 100 because I wanted to buy something in cash. They didn't take cards. That's what happened. There was no money. No ATM had any money. No ATM at the bank. No ATM like in my city. Predominantly, our people. So our people took out their money just in case they do get deported. Which a lot of them are going back, by the way. The president in Mexico and a lot of governors who have always, way before her, have always been pushing for our gente to go back. And now that they're starting to basically, shit, man, they're starting to do their own refinery, like their crude oil, they're going to refine it. They're going to really depend on themselves. This is why they're saying, hey, gente, you guys have 2 language abilities. Come back home. You're going to help us grow. I'm telling you, I have family down there. My sister still lives there. What the fuck, you guys think I don't talk to people? This is really going to happen. It's going to happen fast. That's why I was telling you, we have conversations. I want to go to school, but I'm like, I don't know. So we are preparing just in case. I don't know, man. I'm living my life every day the way things are, but I am getting prepared just in case. Just in case. Because listen, it may be funny to you guys right now. You guys may be doing TikTok shit, talking shit about our people. Ha, ha, ha. You're getting deported. Ha, ha, ha. Whatever. Oh, look at this. The farmers ain't getting no workers. Well, do you know where you get your food from? Are you guys not fucking paying attention? Is this a game to you guys? Do you guys not have kids? Do you guys not care about kids? You don't care about the elderly? I mean, these are 2 different generations that need to be taken care of. And guess what? The elderly cannot really technically, go out there and do things for themselves anymore. And neither can the kids. Y'all are a sad case of nations, man. That's why I pray to the Most High that He has no mercy upon your soul. Remember, the scriptures talk about this real quick. And I want to make sure that you guys understand. Don't come out here and try to say I'm showing hate. Nah, hell no, bro. Get out of here. Wisdom of Solomon 18:7 says, so of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous, meaning Hebrews, and the destruction of the enemy. Psalms 83. Edomites, Canaanites, especially, those two are going to get destroyed. That's a fact. Let's go.
According to farmers, this issue has been affecting their farms for a couple of weeks, but overnight, it bottomed out. On several Texas farms, nearly 100% of farm workers aren't showing up. So what does that mean for you? Remember Trump's comment about having $2 instead of 30? Cows are milked 3 times a day. No workers, no milk, and some very unhappy cows. What if your grocery store, instead of getting 30 gallons of milk, gets 2? 28 families will not be able to buy milk. Now extrapolate.
Preparing you for depression time. Remember, we none of us lived in that time of depression. We don't know what it was like here. We don't know what the setup was like. Maybe they did the same exact thing. If I look at history, really, you know what? I'm going to try to dissect that shit. See if there's any relevance to it. But I think they're preparing you, checkerboards, for depression. Enjoy it. Because this time, there's no going back anymore. There's no returning to power. Y'all will never have power ever again. That's what your scriptures talk about. Remember what we said to this in this channel, bro. In 1492, there was 2 types of people that came here. Okay? The black conquistadors and white conquistadors. Let me remind you guys. And there was a white man that brought French pox and a black man that brought smallpox. Revelation 13:9. If any man hear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience of the faith and the faith of the saints. When you guys can prove that you died from smallpox in the Americas, then I'll start listening to you. But if you can't even let me finish one verse in Deuteronomy 28, which is the book that you guys will feel strongly about, but yet you didn't even let me get to this point, that shows weakness. That means BHI and your black Hebrew Israelism is going down the toilet. We already know Christmas Christians are down the toilet. This is why they're like, oh my God, what's going on? Yeah, well, guess what? You're going to pay, busters.
Like that among produce. Produce that instead of being harvested is rotting on the vine. Texas is one of the top 10 producers of 40 major commodities. It is the 4th largest agriculture producer in the nation and 2nd in animal products. And it's not just cows not being milked and produce rotting on the vine. 1 in 7 Texans works in an agriculture-related job. If farms stop working, those jobs are affected. Workers not earning money aren't paying taxes. And yes, undocumented workers pay taxes. Without money coming in, they will cut back on things like restaurants and small businesses, movie theaters, wherever they spend their discretionary income. Last week, Trump...
By the way, us people, raza, indigenous people, we do spend money to keep our family happy. We want to make sure our wife is taken care of. We want to make sure our kids have what they need. If we have it, we'll use it. At least for the most part, the people that I know, we don't care about brands. If I like it, I'll buy it. If I can afford it, I will. If things are okay with me, guess what? I'm going to share what I have. We're not stingy people, man. We share love to everybody. That's how we are. You guys already know the story about the Meshiachas, bro. Y'all need to stop lying. But guess what? Scripture said, he that blessed those Israelites will be blessed. And he that fucking curses them, guess what? Yeah, you're going to drink the cup now.
Ordered a halt to immigration enforcement at farms. But it may already be too late to solve the current problem. The lack of workers now mean farms won't hit full production this year. And if they lose planting now, there is nothing to harvest later.
Illegal immigrants are stealing American jobs. No, they're not. How many times did Timmy or Todd or Tucker actually go to school and dream about being a dishwasher? How many of these, Stanley Cup toting moms was actually pushing their children to be bricklayers or farmers? Immigrants aren't coming here to steal American jobs. They're taking whatever job they can get that most Americans don't want to do them. How many kids grow up nowadays to get a part-time job at McDonald's? If immigrants were the problem, then why is McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's offering like $22 an hour to get people to work? Oh, illegal immigrants are taking our tax dollars. No, they're not. They're actually paying taxes and they can't get a refund. Well, illegal immigrants, when they come to this country, they're taking our benefits. No, they're not. Because without a valid social security number or any kind of documentation, they can't apply for any of that stuff. So how are they getting that out of it? Well, illegal immigrants come here and, they're just breaking the law. And then why is ICE going to construction job sites? Why is ICE going to churches and schools and to, immigration offices to detain illegal immigrants? ICE is going to everywhere other than where actual criminals are. Seems spineless. The fact that they're wearing a mask, even gutless. Now they have a backup with National Guard. And you've got Washington screaming he wants $3,000 a day. Care if they're kids. Sick.
Washington, a Nazi so-called self-proclaimed Jew named Stephen Miller, Stephen Fuckface Miller, a Khazar convert, A true Khazar, bloodline of Khazar, somewhere up in Europe, Polish, whatever the fuck you are. That's who does this. I have a video. I don't know. I don't have it. Man, I wish I could find it. But I have a video that was saying that this guy like enjoys what our people are going through. That he laughs about it so much that even apparently in the videos they're saying that even Trump was like, "Bro, why you enjoy their pain, man?" It's like he enjoys our pain. Again, that's why I said they treat us like Palestinians because they see us like Palestinians. Wake up, people! Wake up!
Dying alone doesn't support the port. What do you guys think?
So I just saw this video of this white man who's not MAGA, by the way, or at least he says he's not, because he damn sure selling the look.
See, this is why I show this shit, man. It's like, bro, for real. Y'all always want to make it about yourselves, dude. This is so fucking funny. White MAGA farmers thought we were getting black slave. Now, they know you guys would never do the work. Plus, you're not as fast. You would never do it right. And more than likely, you'll quit in a day. This is not about you. Stop it, man. I don't know why your parents taught you to make it seem like it's always about you. It's not about you. You would never, matter of fact, white people never expected y'all to work the fucking farms. Okay? They said it themselves. When they say Americans, they don't just mean white folks. They mean people like you. Yes. You know the fake braid ones too. Yes. What the fuck y'all talking about, man? Let's go.
But he says he has a fake account over on Twitter, and he joined this group of white farmers, and he's pretending to be MAGA just to see what they're talking about. So apparently they had this group chat or group call where the white MAGA farmers were upset and saying the only reason why they voted for shitty britches was because they thought the blacks didn't have jobs and the blacks would come back and work their fields. They thought they were going to get slavery back by voting for shitty britches.
Prior to 1865, black people had fucking Irish people in slavery. Please. And guess what, family? I have the material. I have the fucking documentation that Negros had white people in slavery. Y'all were making them fucking work. You guys were butt breaking them. The fuck you talking about? But see, you don't want hard facts. You want to make it about you. This is why both of your nations are going to fucking suffer. I'm telling you right now. Yes, stay on your high horse. It's like the white man don't realize what they're doing, right? And they've always been on this high horse. And now the Negros are like, they don't even know how to judge this shit. So the best thing to do is go back to what they've always been taught. Hey, look, well, you want us to be slaves again? You were not really slaves initially. A lot of your own people had you guys as slaves too. That's the sad part, man. The white man don't want to admit that the black man helped them. And the black man don't want to admit that they had slaves since 1492 because then their history that they taught us goes down the fucking drain.
But they have been saying loud and proud with their chest that immigrants were taking their jobs. Yet, there are a couple of farms here in Texas that overnight lost 100% of their workforce. But immigrants was taking their jobs, right?
Let me ask a question. I don't believe that a lot of white folks or a lot of black folks are very educated. Yeah, I need jobs. How come you don't work them? I mean, they're there. You see, you don't have the hustle, nor the endurance that we have, nor the green thumb that we were grown up to be. Because we're of the seed of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's who we are. This is why we're always who we are. We don't got a problem with doing this shit. You want to know something? Let me tell you something about our people. Our people actually sometimes like working the farms, man. They're green thumbs, man. They love going in that dirt and fucking planting shit. And you know what they enjoy because I've met a lot of them. My parents worked the farms when they first got here. And I remember being little, you know what I'm saying? I always ask these questions. Why? And I'm like, why you work this stuff? They're like, we kind of like seeing people eat the food. We enjoy that they feed their families. We feel very honored to be part of that cycle. Like without us, you wouldn't eat. So we're proud. We enjoy planting. We enjoy breaking the ground. Breaking the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like sowing and reaping and all that stuff, man. They enjoy it. A lot of them sometimes it's not because that's their only job. It's because, believe it or not, they fucking like it. But see, you guys will never understand that shit. You will never understand the spirit of our people. Because a lot of our people do it because they fucking enjoy the fact that you guys ate food and you fed your kids. And neither you, not this nation, nor the lighter skinned one, has ever or will ever be or think that way. Y'all are selfish as fuck. Let's go.
Racism is expensive, huh?
News out of Texas, and if this is happening in Texas, this is happening elsewhere. I'll put the link to the article in the description. Multiple farms are shutting down due to lack of workers because the entire workforce has basically fled and is in hiding and not showing up for work. Crops are being left to die in the Texas heat. Livestock is being untended to, unwatered, and unfed. There's just no one to do the work. So this is going to lead to potential food shortages, because I'm sure this is happening across the country. Most farm workers are questionably documented. No one else is willing to do the work. This is
White man, no black man. And I'm going to tell you this right now. White people were indentured servants. Black people were indentured servants. White people became slaves at one point. Black people became slaves at one point. Both of you need to fucking grow up and face the facts. Both of you. Both of you. See, and this is what I do with my gente. I teach my gente facts, because we don't play your game. We've been here. Y'all came here. We've been here. You came here. If you landed here on ships, I don't give a fuck how you got here. If somebody brought you or you brought them, then you're not from here. Do you understand the difference? Because we had this beautiful land before. When you guys showed up, it's historic. We had structures and buildings and flower gardens and navigable rivers and aqueducts. You guys both decimated that shit. Black conquistadors, white colonizers, black colonizers. Now, guess what? Now you're going to pay for what you fucking have done. Let's continue.
It's going to lead to shortages, and inflation's going to go back up as we're going to have to import food from outside.
Guess who's exporting the most products right now? Mexico. You guys have no idea what the fuck's going on. Hey, you know what, bro? That is true. I'm so glad you said that. We suffer in silence. Those days are over. Those days are over. We don't suffer in silence no more. Hell the fuck no. Now our creator is really starting to fucking pull the plug on some of these idiots, claiming to be somebody they're not, supposedly asking for empathy on a lie that they believed, so-called believe, something that they must have, I don't know, somehow, some way assumed. You guys claim to be the Israelites from the history the white man gave you. How pathetic is that shit? Wait, hold on a second. My bad. I didn't even know it was, I thought it was a commercial. Shit. My bad. I thought it was a commercial. Hold on a second, fam. For some reason, I thought it was a commercial. Dispensa, let's go.
Texas losing nearly 100% of their staff due to immigrant workers not turning up because of fear of the ICE raids. So let's talk about that. Texas farms generate around $32 billion a year in revenue for the state, huge, valuable. And there's around 100,000, and there's hundreds of thousands of farm workers in Texas. And around 20-30% of those are foreign born, and around 17% of those are undocumented. So there's a lot of immigrants and a substantial number.
What he said, 40% of them are born here. You know what that means? That they love the farm. They love the farming shit. They like getting up and fucking with the dirt and seeing the plant grow. I'll give an example. I put together my saltwater tank, right? Finally, right? And it's cycled and everything. So, you know, the cope pots are coming. I bought some, I went to the beach, got some crabs. You know, we call them like, you know, the cleanup crew. Crabs, some oysters and shit, some hermit crabs. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, then I got some fish. But you see, it took some time to structure these things. And it's like, I like to create things from the beginning. I like to see its ecosystem, you know, flow itself through. It goes through a cycle, right? But then, you know, that's me dealing with water and fish and whatever. But there's people that like to farm. They like to get in the dirt. Listen, family, I'm telling you right now, I have family in pueblos that own a farm. And that's what they fucking do on my mom's side to this day. that's what when you guys over here try to tell me I'm a fucking güero, bro, y'all are stupid as hell, bro. I can go to my pueblo Chiquilistlan. Hey, I'm gonna show you real quick. There's a pueblo in Guadalajara called Chiquilistlan. There you go, Chiquilistlan, Jalisco. Right there. That's where my mom's from. And guess what? My cousins are still there. They own land there. They're farmers there. This is what the city looks like. Un pueblito way. You know what I'm saying? People are still living there, very fucking humble. And you know what we mean humble? We don't mean like, oh my God, submissive. No, fuck no, man. My family's strong. My grandfather on my mom's side, he was the president of the farming people in that little town. He spoke for the people. He made sure that they got their fair fucking share. Maybe that's where I get that spirit from, bro. My mom does tell me, I'm not saying I remind her, but it's like he always fought for his people. Like he always spoke for his people. He always spoke on their behalf. Like, no, fuck no, don't take advantage of my gente. That's my grandpa on my mother's side. I never heard about my grandpa on my dad's side. He got killed at a cantina of a fight. He got shot. My dad never met his dad. But this is Chiquilistlan right here. Do you understand what I mean? And look, by the way, that Gonzalez Alvarado, that's my mom's family's last fucking name. It's so funny, dog. Y'all don't even know anything about me. Let's go.
Nuclear state, hugely valuable. There's around 100,000, and there's hundreds of thousands of foreign working sectors. And around 20-30% of those are foreign born, and around 17% of those are undocumented. So there's a lot of immigrants and a substantial number of undocumented immigrants. Now, the ICE raids have caused people to stay at home because of the fear that they're going to get deported. This means that farms are losing their staff. Some areas have lost half their workers overnight. That's whole.
Give an example. I'll give an example of like who we are, right? In my household, we have a dog, we have a cat. Obviously, we have fish now. Saltwater fish, 125 gallon tank. With a refugium, protein skimmer, the whole pump, whole setup. I did the whole setup. I did it. I've done it myself. Plumbing and everything, right? Now, I had somebody come over here the other day to kind of check on the fridge because it's a good fridge, man. And, it wasn't working. The fan was off, right? So as he's waiting for me to get home, he's sitting there watching the top of the door. Like in my entrance, there's like a little hallway. And he's like looking at some shit in the corner. And he's like, he don't understand. So, I told my wife, hey, just let him in. We talked already. He lets him in as he's waiting for me. He's telling my wife, I've never been to a house that has a nest on top of their door. We have a nest 4 birds. Like literally at our entrance of the, I let them. I'm like, yeah, they're building their nest. Don't even worry about it. My wife was like, why are you letting? Just let them. They feel comfortable here. They literally have 4 birds outside in front of my door. Sometimes we walk out the door, the bird flies. He's like flying back. The mom and the dad are flying in to feed them, and they're like, oh shit, they're coming in. They're coming out, and they'll fly out and they'll fly around until we like kind of let them in. Through the little. Remember, it's not in my house. It's like a little small hallway. And then, you can knock on my door. But they're like on top. It's about 9 feet high. Maybe 10. Now, I can see them. And at night, the male bird is right there. The female bird is right there inside with their birds. And every night we say, hey, good night. You guys have a good night, man. You know what I mean? You're good in this home. We are just like that. You will never understand it. You bit the hand that fed you. Now you're going to have to find out what you're going to miss.
Milk operations, and also means the urge isn't being intended to. But it's not 100% of staff because less than 30% are immigrants in the first place. So we need to clarify 2 points. First of all, it is an issue because farms require a lot of manual labor. And even if you're losing 10% of the staff, that's going to be a bigger impact, but it's not 100%. Now, the reason it's a problem right now is this harvest is going on right now. So it's the winter wheat harvest, so it's plants in winter, gets harvested now, and around 50% of wheat will be harvested right now. And it's a critical phase. That's not going to happen if the staff aren't there.
So that's what I was about to say, and I forgot about it, but I'm glad that you brought it up. See, all of these things that are happening right now, you're not going to see them until 6 months from now. By the end of this year, you're going to start noticing some shit right here. I got you, bro. Matthew 11:12. Let's go to it. It's been a while since somebody posted some stuff. Matthew 11, verse 12. It says here, And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence. Oh, that's good, bro. And the violent take it by force. Because they're trying to give this to other people. They're trying to make us seem like we're murderers, rapists, and, wetbacks, pigs, whatever, deport these illegals, ill, not deserving equity. When it says the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, it also means like our people, because the kingdom of heaven dwelleth in you. You guys need to understand that. That's why there's no churches involved. There's no camps involved. There's no such thing like that. If you really want to get to know the Most High, examine yourself. Get rid of all them clods. Get rid of all them thorns and bushes and bustles. Get rid of all your bad memory. Start trying to do the right thing. Seriously. From the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence, meaning that you are the children of the Most High, and the children of the Most High dwelleth in the children of their spirit. So when you reflect on your shit, for example, there's a situation, you get the first thought that says, hey man, you should really think about what you're doing. Self-reflection, that's what it means. The first thought that comes to mind. And then there's this other one. Well, you can't do this and you can't do that. You can't do it. There's always this other spirit that says, hey, you know what I mean? Let's just make excuses, don't worry about it. And then after you do it, then you're like full of the shit that you shouldn't have done. That's the way it works. The spirit is very clear in its expression. But we choose not to if you don't have that self-examination. Pause for a moment, man. Slow your ass down. The kingdom of God dwelleth in you. You really want to get to know him? Get to know yourself. Do a personal inventory. Start breaking up your mind, man. Start breaking yourself down. I did it. So can you. Brothers that I talk to, I'm sure they're doing it. I hope so. Because I'm seeing changes within themselves. I have brothers that I chop it up with 2022, maybe we stayed in touch here and there, but then, all of a sudden we talk again. He's like, man, at first I didn't understand what you were saying, bro, but now it's like you come back to that circle. It's like you're making a full circle once again, and you're like, I understand what you were saying. I was like, I'm very harsh, bro. My message is harsh. My message is not easy. It's not for the soft-minded. The way that I speak, the way that I bring things out, it's not because I'm trying to act any way. Man, this is the way I was born. Since I was a child, I've always spoke this way, with authority and with conviction. I don't know why. All praises to the Most High. Let's go.
You then got a lot of fruit being harvested right now. Cantaloupes, watermelons, peaches, plums, blackberries. They're all being harvested right now in either central or northern Texas. And these delays could either cause a loss of the crop or a reduced quality and therefore reduced revenue for the farmers. So it's actually quite a big issue. There's also secondary effects. Hay and silage is having troubles being harvested. That means there's going to be a long tail impact because the lack of hay now going to impact the feed supplies later on. You've also got problems with logistics, so haulage, delivery, and then food processing plants. So think about abattoirs, etc. If the immigrant workers don't turn up for that either, you're not going to have to get the food processed even once it is going from the farm to the factory. So this is quite a big issue. Not 100% of staff, but it is a significant percentage of staff which is going to impact food supplies.
Immigrant farm workers are not showing up on farms in the Rio Grande Valley in Texas, Florida, and California. In Texas, in particular, in the Rio Grande Valley, they produce many crops needed around the country, such as grapefruit, corn, citrus, oranges, all the vegetables, tomatoes, carrots, cabbage, onions are all grown here. And guess what? The undocumented workers are not showing up there. They're not showing up here in Florida, and they're not showing up in California. Now, I can hear you all say, you don't care. You're glad they're getting them. They're breaking the law, number one. They are criminals. They're not criminals. They are violating a civil violation, which is a fine or a penalty. It is not criminal, unlike the felon in the White House. That's a criminal. You will be complaining when you see no fruit, vegetables, and other crops in our grocery stores to eat. You will care when you see the prices escalate even higher. Isn't that the reason y'all supposedly voted for Trump? Because he was going to bring the prices down, and y'all could only complain about everything under Biden. I don't hear y'all complaining about these out of control prices anymore that we continue to see everywhere thanks to Donald Trump. And all the prices that we've seen go up because of the trade deals or no trade deals and the tariffs. Well, guess what? These prices are going up. Thank you, Donald Trump. You and Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller is such a genius. You know, he is the whole reason that we're having this whole problem, because he is so anti-immigrant. And by the way, his family came from Europe. They were persecuted as immigrants.
When you try to observe this story of
They weren't persecuted, bro. I mean, that's a story. That's a narrative, supposedly. The Bible is clear. It does never lie, man. And I'm glad I'm getting the good portion of it, because I could have been blind a long time ago. And I was. I was a bottom barrel alcoholic family, one sofa away from being homeless. My GPA was like 1.2 and shit. I didn't like to read. Well, there was a lot of reasons why. I was brought up with the idea that I wasn't smart, that I was just awkward. And you know, you hear that so much and you start believing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making excuses. That's just the way things are. You know, my parents did as best as they could. As 2 Ezra 16:21, behold, visuals, meaning merchandise, shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, meaning like, you know, 99-cent stores, Walmarts, all that good shit. You know, America love to buy cheap fucking stuff, right? But they complain about who makes it. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Why? Because guess what? What you used to enjoy, you're going to criticize. You're going to bite the hand that feeds you. Let's continue, man. We're almost done with this shit. And I'm glad people don't stick around. I'm really glad that they don't. So let me show you this real quick, because we got to know this stuff, man. This is why I teach what I teach. Thank you, brother, for showing this to me. It's a good post. Listen to this.
This counterfeit like LeBron James, who has that bootleg logo tattooed on his chest. When LeBron retires, his number would be called 2. Okay, this is how the deep state, he thinks that he's just going to retire, and that's why he doesn't want to retire. You know the former NBA player Dwayne Wade?
Correct.
His son Zion is now called Zion. Okay, this is how these people within the system, to go to the next level, you have to sacrifice something. This goes back thousands of years during the time of the pharaohs. If a man wanted to have access to Pharaoh, he had to sleep with the male magician. If a woman wanted to have access to Pharaoh, she had to sleep with the female magician. If a parent wanted their child to see Pharaoh, that child had to sleep with a male or female magician. Nothing has changed. In the rap industry, to go at a certain level financially, you have to be what we call butt broken.
Humiliation.
Humiliation. And to your powerful listeners, this goes back into slavery, right? The transatlantic slave trade. Slaves who could not be controlled were sent to the Caribbean, and they were tied down, mostly men, chest first, and molested by a male slave master in front of the other family members and in front of the other slaves. Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed, bro. Let me show you this real quick, bro. I'm telling you, man, y'all bite the hand that feeds you and shit. It's all good. Don't trip on it. And you tend to pick a fight with the people that you can actually talk to, because you don't do that shit around certain areas and shit. So I would love to see this shit sometimes in Southern California or LA or like, but not to the, you know, are like the ones that don't speak English. Like people like me. Let's see if you feel ballsy.
What are you gonna do?
Not food? Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
What are you gonna do now?
I think that's food, but I'm not children.
I don't.
See, and see right here, there's only two thumbs up, right? See, when it's a black person, all of a sudden FBA fucking disappears, bro. Y'all got nothing to say about this shit, huh? All of a sudden, FBA don't got nothing to say about it. Hey, where the fuck are you guys at, bro? Where you at? Where you at? And this is why you dumbasses need to be destroyed. All you do, God, you guys are stupid, bro. I'm glad you gave me this video. All will be revealed. Look at this idiot, bro. So the brother says to him, "Hey, so do you believe you came out of the black man's nutsack?" Right? The same thing I said to Marvelous in his channel and shit. Hey, what's up, bro? You still haven't answered my question, Marvelous. But you realize that when you mess with the Bible, this is why the Most High really exposes your ass, bro. He will expose all your inner demons. Every single one of them, bro. That's why you need to know exactly what you're trying to teach. Trying to tell our people that we're from these people, bro. Get out of here, man. That's stupid shit, bro. What the fuck's wrong with you? You don't know the Bible, Marvelous. You don't know the Bible. You need to be quiet, man. You need to be quiet, bro. Let's continue.
A lot of these Ashkenazi Khazars, they also were being referred to as Jews, but they were considered the reprobate Jews, and hence they didn't really believe, and they're really only Jews in name because of the benefits that it brought, okay? And they were the ones that always had, gave our people a bad name. So this guy here, all will be revealed. Yeah, I believe that I'm from an Israelite bloodline, right? And see, let me kick your ass out of here because you're being a fucking asshole, right? Only Jews in name because of the benefits that it brought, okay? And they were the ones that always had, gave our people a bad name. So this guy here, all will be revealed. Yeah, I believe that I'm from an Israelite bloodline, right? And see, let me kick your ass out of here because you're being a fucking asshole, right?
Got him! Got him!
Just fucking stopped him in his tracks and shit. Hey, that's a very funny video, bro. That's very. The guy dislikes Mexican flag. I don't know who, VTC or All Real. I don't think neither one of them do. But if they do, then they should admit it. Because guess what? In everything that we do, we expose it, bro. We have to expose it. I want to know. Because if it's true, then I need to know. But I don't think it's true. Maybe you misunderstood. Y'all have a good night, man. I thank you for being here tomorrow. Listen, remember the class. It's a very good one. I hope you don't miss it, family. I really hope you don't miss it because I'm going to go deep into verses. Hardly any videos. I'll show one video and then I'm going to get into the verses. Okay. Shalom. Have a good night. Hope it was like some helpful understanding. And then that's it. And we out. 2 hours. That was good. Good night, fam.
En la Plaza de Reyes, Black 50. Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltóme. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Eleve mi level con un label y un Faber Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tabue? Juro por mis abuelos que no te hablo por la powers. Soy chinchano neto, búscame por pico sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiendo el empro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco plon. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Sheep, Black Sea Metal de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, soplum.
Nero Luigi, man, desempeña en la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, it's money gang gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Y soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles. Y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto. Pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper rafina la dodo quizá y metido en latina aprendiendo un quizá. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nadie la teña, ya nada es igual. Tiene que respetar, tiene que respetar. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nada le duele, ya nada es igual. Tienes que respetar, si yo soy tu papá, Cinca's mob, negro, Cinca's mob, nigga, Nero Luigi, man, Incas mob, it's money gang, 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 Hey, yo, Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el Ness. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirve ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito pa' que el mundo conociera. De esta parte mejor interprete que parido de esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro. La calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento. Cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas. La calle un poema, se siente desde cuando entro. Y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean, los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clown de clown en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón. Y para esta pantalla no soy su patrón. Yo ya me sé la cuestión y doy fe por cada renglón. Consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, Plaza de Rey y papá. El Nero Luigi, Black Mental, hip hop peruano. Rasgo en la maldita base. Yao, yao, yao.
Somos mexicanos, a huevo, sangre mexicana, la que llevo, siempre mexicano, Simón, siempre que hablo de México se me infla el corazón. Somos mexicanos, a huevo, sangre mexicana, la que llevo, siempre mexicano, Simón, siempre que hablo de México se me infla el corazón. El lenguaje mexicano lo utilizamos bien padre, usamos la palabra madre para todo lo que cuadre. Por ejemplo, pa' jurar te dice por mi madre. Si no te cree nada, dice no te creo ni madre. Acá no se venga, acá te dan la madre. No tuvo un accidente, solo se dio en su madre. No te dice está suave, te dice está con madre. No dice dónde queda, dice dónde está esa madre. No te dice abusón, te dice que poca madre. No dice no vio nada, dice no veo ni madre. No fracasa, dice pues valió madre. Y si se enoja te dice chingada madre. Si no le sirves vales pa' pura madre. Si lo agarran en la movida dice en la madre. Si algo se descompone ya no funcionó esa madre. Y si lo haces enojar vas a chingar a tu madre. Somos mexicanos, a huevo, sangre mexicana, la que llevo, siempre mexicano, Simón, siempre que hablo de México se me infla el corazón. Somos mexicanos, a huevo, sangre mexicana, la que llevo, siempre mexicano, Simón, siempre que hablo de México se me infla el corazón. En México, si no comes chile ya eres puto. Y si te gusta mucho el chile, pues también. No te calientes plancha, sereno moreno. Entiéndase del verbo take
take it easy, man. La palabra pedo la utilizamos sin miedo, por eso a mencionarte unos ejemplares yo procedo. No le llaman flatulencia, acá le llaman pedo. No dicen anda borracho, acá dicen ya anda pedo. No se mete en problemas, se metió en un pedo. No te saluda de hola, te saluda qué pedo. No dice ni de broma, te dice ni de pedo. México no es amigable, México es buen pedo. Por mi raza tan chingona siempre brindo. No va rápido, va como pedo de indio. No te arrugues, cuero viejo, que te quiero pa' tambor, yeah. México es puro sabor. Somos mexicanos, a huevo. Sangre mexicana, es la que llevo. Siempre mexicano, Simón. Siempre que hablo de México se me infla el corazón. Somos mexicanos, a huevo. Sangre mexicana, es la que llevo. Siempre mexicano, Simón. Siempre que hablo de México se me infla el corazón. Sean todos bienvenidos a México, donde las mujeres son bien preciosas y los hombres bien cabrones. ¡Viva México!
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.